Welcome to 3-week workshop on programming in C++. In this video, I'm going to explain the concept of how to create a class in C++. So before that, before going to discuss about the creation of class in Java, in C++, we must to know why we need to go for a class definition. So actually, for this question, the concept of structures in language will give you an answer. You know that I think we know the something structure, know about the structure in C. Structure is a collection of the different data items to be stored in a common name in a continuous memory location, but the structure has some drawbacks. I will show it with the help of execution principle. So just let us take, I'm going to define a one structure in C language. For example, I'm going to define a student for the structure name. I'm going to define only the student name. And I'm going to finish it. Clear? First, I'm going to save it as a .c. Otherwise, it will be considered as a C++ so that it makes some errors. Okay, now I'm going to compile. No errors. Okay, let us have the first discussion. It does not support member initialization. That is the first drawback. It means that you are not assigning the value for every member in the structure inside of the structure definition. It means that you are not allowed to assign a value for every member of your structure values inside of the structure definition. See that? Declaration will say it means that you are not allowed to assign a value to this member. I will repeat once again. So we know that this is a member of the structure, so that you are not allowed to assign a value to this member. So if you are trying to access the value for anything, for example, I'm going to say another one more variable floor, b equal to 6.7. You are going to assign something. It won't allow it. So if you are assigning some value to that, automatically it makes an error message. One thing. And the second drawback is it will not allow the static concept. It means that you are unable to define a static variable. You know that the static variable is a common memory location need to be allocated for all the objects. So structure will not allow you to define the static members. Now you can check it. There is an error. It means that the static is not allowed here. If you are trying to define the static variable inside of the structure definition, it won't allow that. So it won't allow. So that is a second drawback. And third drawback, the structure will not define you any method inside of the structure definition. See that? See the error? There is errors. Just a minute. I'm going to remove this static first. So the functions may not be a part of a structure or union. So if you are trying to define a function inside of the structure, it must make an error message. So there is a third drawback. And fourth one, that is called constructor will not be supported. That is for initialization. Normally we can go with the constructor. So constructor means the class name and function name are same. So we know that the functions are not allowed to define inside of the structure. So that shows an error message. So these are the four major drawbacks for the structure definitions are having, so that we need to eliminate all those two drawbacks for implementation of object-oriented programming, so that we are moving to the concept of class definition. By using this class concept, the concept of the drawbacks of all four possible four possible drawbacks can be eliminated in the class definition. So you know the class provider template or general format is everything we already discussed in the last, in the concept of OOPS itself. So that here I'm going to just display, to define the class structure. The general structure definition is class name. That means that just small changes. Instead of the keyword struct, we have to rename as a class. And instead of this structure name, that means a user defined name, we call that as class name. Don't say it is a structure name, then everything is the same thing. Then inside of that, we are going to define the members in the form of functions. So that is called operations and values. and it must be terminated with semicolon. So every class definition in C language must be terminated with a semicolon. But if anyone know Java like a C Sharp, means the class definitions are not terminated with semicolon. So in C++, the class definition must be terminated with a semicolon. We know how to declare a variable, that's a data type and variable name. So different data types we can follow. And for a member function definition, I can explain with the help of simple example. So just I'm going to remove everything. So everything I'm going to remove. So just I'm cleared in. I'm going to provide a class. So class is a keyword. Then I'm going to create a one class name. I'm going to say that it is a user defined name. So that you have to use the rules of identifier. Just you can create this class name. So inside of that, you have to define the data members and member functions. For example, I have a 3 marks of a student. I want to calculate the values. Means that I want to calculate the value, means I need to calculate the total for the 3 marks. For example, I'm going to add a function inside of it. Before that, I need to discuss about the syntax. So the syntax for creating a variable is, so here itself I can make a note. So the syntax for creation of the class means variable is for creating a variable data type variable name. For more than one variable belongs to the same categories, they are separated by comma. So the same thing I have defined here. So this is the data type is an integer and there are 4 variables or belongs to same data type, so that all the variables are separated by comma. Next one is the function definition. The function can be defined in, that means that function definition. It can be implemented in 2 ways. There are 2 possible ways you can implement it. One is inside of the class. So you have to define as usual. So that the syntax is a return type. We know that what is a return type does not return any value. You can say it is a void. Otherwise, the primary data type as a return type, and also object may be a possible. Return type, function name, return type, function name, and there is a is there any parameter you can send as arguments. Then you have to define the logic of the function. This is for inside of the class. Second one, there is outside of the class is possible, also possible, but in Java and C# and all, the outside of the class definitions are not allowed. The syntax is as usual return type, then class name, scope resolution operator, function name, then you have to define arguments. Then you have to define the logic body of the statement. But here, if you want to define outside of the class, the step 1 is declare the function inside of the class. Next is step 2, define the function in outside. So these are the 2 steps you need to follow. So you know that this is a syntax, we know that. So that here I'm going to calculate the total by reading marks, so that I don't want to return any value, so that I can place a return type as void, and my function name is add. It is a user defined name. So already you know aware about in C. I mean, the concept of function is similar to the C. So no need to make any changes on that. So I'm going to read the 2 values, M1, M2, and M3. So then I'm going to calculate the total. So M1 plus M2 and M3. So I'm going to print the value of total. Now the class definition is over. I thought, my aim is I want to calculate the total, so my aim is over. So I can finish. I do that. It's only focus on the real value. The real perspective of user. My perspective is I want to calculate only the total. Just I implemented the total and display. So my duty is over. Now I need to access it by creating an object. For creation of object, only the memory will be allocated. So I'm going to create a student. So this is the student object name. So again, there is no use any new operator and all. It will be automatically created. So the syntax is class name, object name. So I'm going to access. So simply I'm going to access it. So that's an object name dot. I'm going to access the property add. The getch and the class range are optional. You know what is the purpose we are using. It is an optional pan. That is just a minute, I can check it. So now I'm going to compile. So errors. Seen these are undefined because we didn't include a header files. Include the header file is ibostream.h. For class screen and all, we have to use conio.h, console input and output.h. Now compile. Surely there is a error will be shown because access productions. So we know that there is not accessible. Accessible means that the access modifier will play a major role. So we know that this is a function will be accessed outside so that I can make it as a public. And here the thing is, if you want, you can define access modifier for every property. So here there are two property. Normally we can define access modifier variable separately, and you can define the access modifier for methods. If you think that these methods are coming under public category, you can access it anywhere, but you can't able to access the value of M1, M2, M3 and total outside. So now check it. So just I'm compile this. No error. I'm going to run. It will ask the value. It will show the totals. So from this this is the way we are creating a function only inside of the class. But C supports you have to create an entire logic for the outside of the class. So that just you can cut the entire class and paste it here. That means that you are defining outside of the class. So that the syntax is return type, then the class name. Further, the class name is a student, then followed by scope resolution operator, then function if there is any argument. But this is a step 2. But the step 1 is we need to declare the function inside of the class, so that we need to create it. This is the method belongs to this class. I'm going to compile. I'm sorry, I didn't save it, so that usually it makes an error message. Is not accessible because still it is private category. So I'm going to make it as public. You can't put a public outside of the class. Means that before the main function definition you can't put. You have to define everything inside of a class itself. So the total will be displayed. So there are two possible ways the functions can be defined, either inside of the class or maybe outside of the class. If it is inside of the class, as usual, you have to define. If it is outside of the class, you have to use scope resolution operator to define by using class name and function name. So this is the way we are going to create a class in C++. I hope you have some clear idea about this concept.